How do you feel about money? Does money make you happy? Does money make you sad? Does spending money make you feel good inside? Does spending money make you feel like, shoot, I shouldn't have spent that? These are different feelings and emotions that we have towards money, and understanding these emotions can put us ahead of the game. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about emotions and relationships with money. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Ty, and I appreciate you guys stopping by the podcast. Wherever you're checking this out at, I appreciate it. Make sure you share it so we can get a little bit more traction with the podcast. But what we do on this channel is we talk about finances, we talk about wealth, we talk about generational wealth, we talk about motivation, inspiration, all of that, because I feel like having those talks and those conversations will help us all in the long run when it pertains to personal finance, building wealth, and building each other up too. I feel like the more you have conversations about developing yourselves or gaining wealth or doing something positive, even motivation and inspiration, the more conversations you have about those type of things, the more you can spread the love and learn something from one another. We always got to learn from each other. While we here, we got to interact with each other, and that's the whole purpose of the podcast. So today we're going to be talking about money, relationships, and emotions. And today I have Sandra with me again.
Hey, Ty, how are you? It's good to be here.
Good.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we love having Sandra up here because she gives us fresh perspectives in different ways. Because sometimes, I see some one way, and I love having people up here, and you just can see the different views. So first off, we're going to start by answering the questions that I asked you guys. Make sure you guys throw it in the comments and let us know how you feel. But Sandra, how do you feel about money? Like, what type of emotions does money give you?
Okay. Now, throughout my life, it has changed. When I was younger, of course, I felt like excited when you go out, right?
Yeah.
And then as I got older, I went through a few changes, and then I just realized money was a tool. I don't really feel one way or the other as far as excitement or depression or anything like that. It's just a tool to use. And one example is I have a good friend, and she likes to go out and do the jackpot thing.
Okay.
Now me, I don't care for that because of my background. We did not have a lot of money when I was coming up, so I don't really care for the gambling. But if it's something that somebody love and spend they save their money to do that, I don't have a problem with it.
If it make her feel good.
Make her feel excited and good. And I have a couple of sisters that like that. So, your money, your business. But as far as me, no. Not so much.
Okay, I can understand that too. If you can't afford it and it makes you feel good, by all means, do you,
yes.
Right? My feelings towards money is probably the same. I feel like money is a tool, but I do feel like the lack of money, the not having money, sometimes that can be worrisome, especially if you have people depending on you to have money. So I do feel good when I have money, and I feel secure and safe when I have a decent amount of money that I can always go to and pull from. But I do know it's a tool, but I just feel like I feel better when I have money. And I think that's a lot of people that actually feel better, at least when they have money. Have you ever had, I know I have had, matter of fact, I'll run with it. So money sometimes can, strain relationships.
For sure.
And I know plenty of times I have had friends and or just family members. A lot of times family members, you be perfectly fine until you interact with them or get involved with them with money.
Yes.
Right. And that's kind of the emotions that's attached to that money. So if someone that is tight on their money, or it really likes to have their money and keep it close to them. If I loan you some money, that's how I feel about my money, but I trust you enough to loan it to you, and you give me your word you're gonna give it back on a certain time, or you're gonna hold up your deal when you don't. We about to strain our relationship.
Yeah, because that's a contract. But this is what people don't realize. That is a contract. It's an oral contract. If you say you're going to give this money back a certain day within a certain time, that is an oral contract. Then you could go to court with that.
It's business. Everything.
It's business.
It's business. And that's why a lot of times people say don't mingle with your family and money, but it shouldn't be that way. It should be that you can mingle with your family and help each other and build each other up, but a lot of times family and money don't mix.
It's different relationships. Now you can have some family members, no problem, I'm gonna lend you this, and the day of, money back in your hand. But then it's those others, and you hate to see the phone come up with the ID because they never call unless it's about money. And if they do call, you guarantee you're going to get another call within a couple of days because they trying to set you up.
Yeah. They are. You already know why that person is calling. Oh, Lord, I don't never hear from this certain person unless they want some money.
It's a setup. And then the thing is, a lot of times they are making more than you. It's how you spend what you make.
Yeah, exactly. Understanding money and understanding how to budget. It plays a key part in everything dealing with money.
Absolutely.
Like I said, money sometimes strains relationships. It does. But I feel like when we can handle our money and we're good and effective with money, we won't have those strains. So what's tied into that too is emotions, money and emotions. I was taking this course when it's hosted by Mind Valley, and on this course is called Money EQ. The teacher, he was basically saying that everything is tied to your emotions with money. For example, some of the common ways that people feel about money is people fear money, and that's because they fear running out of money.
Yeah.
Nobody really wants to be broke, right? But at the same time, everybody feels like that. So like you said, whenever somebody go into one of them contracts, those emotions come up. You ain't pay me my money.
Now I'm short.
Now I'm worried about if I'm gonna be able to pay my stuff. So have you ever felt anxiety about money?
For sure.
It's like when that bill due, right? Even
before it's due, you know it's coming in the pipe. For instance, like your car insurance.
Yeah.
You know it's coming in the pipe.
You know it's coming, and that's like I said, it's part of being financially sound. If you sound and your money is tight, you good. Mm-hmm. You don't have these fears, these insecurities about money,
anxiety, and money is a representative of your time. Mm-hmm. That represents how many hours you've taken to make this money, how much you have invested in your children, how you've invested in your bills, in the things that you buy to make your life comfortable. It's investments and time, and when somebody start messing with that, it makes for anxiety.
Yeah, and that's crazy that, like I said, money got that much control. In that course too, he did give an example. He said he knew a guy that he inherited like $4 million when his dad died, right? Mm-hmm. He inherited his dad's business. He had $4 million. Within 1 year, he had lost $3 million of his dad's business. And he ended up committing suicide because he felt like he was embarrassed that he lost them. Most people are like, shoot, you still got $1 million.
Well, he didn't have the tools evidently that his dad had.
Yeah, it was something, but he felt, most people, if me or you got $1 million, you good?
I'm good.
I ain't going nowhere.
I'm good.
You see what I'm saying? But him, because he had 4 and he lost 3, he's embarrassed and he felt shame he did shame to his father's legacy and his business. Yeah. So he ended up killing himself.
Wow, that's sad.
That is sad. So sometimes people feel so embarrassed about money.
Yeah, and the thing is, that's very hurtful because, like, if you're talking about leaving a legacy, and we're just talking about money right now, you have to be very careful that you've trained the person that you're leaving your time with. We already have said that money is your time. So you don't want to spend your life and your time, making this big investment and building up security, and you don't know who you're leaving it to. You got to know that person, and you want it to go on. Like the Bible says, your Lord will pour you out a blessing that you can't receive in your lifetime. And when I hear that, I think about Disney. He started off a little mouse, and now it's Disney's all over the world.
Yes.
He could not receive that in his lifetime. Walt Disney is dead and gone, but that legacy
is still there.
It's still pumping. So that's what you want to do. You want to have the right people in line, because we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
So you want to have the right people in line, people that you've trained and so on and so forth. So when you do have something of value, you want it to go on.
Yeah, and that person can handle it and don't feel overwhelmed.
Right.
Because that's exactly what that person felt, overwhelmed.
Yeah.
With money, and they probably thought they knew what they were doing, but then it went south. And like I said, that was a sad story. But
yeah,
the emotions that come with money, it's real.
It's real. Really real.
And then some people regret the things that they do with money. Have you ever bought anything and regretted it? Man,
yes.
You go in the store, you only got $40. I have done it before. Go in there, look around, get what you got. Then next thing you know, you get to the front, you got that Snickers bar, you got that Starbucks drink right there. You kind of parked. I need some energy. I'm going to get it. And then you walk out like, dang. I shouldn't have
did it. I've had a bad hairdo, and it worried me for 2 weeks. I'm like, I don't like this, and then I feel like I'm obligated to keep it because I've spent my hard-earned money, but I don't like it. And to me, that's anxiety and pressure just with a hairdo.
Yeah, because you work hard for your money, so you want to make sure you spend it accordingly and it's valuable the way you spend it,
and you're satisfied with the product that you're getting in exchange for your money.
Yeah. That's, like I said, that's one of the big things people do. Get angry about their money. And I think everybody probably
has felt
angry
that.
If you get shorted or something like that, you get angry.
Yep.
And I'm talking about all the bad right now. I'm talking about all these bad feelings about money. But let's flip the script, right? Money does sometimes make people feel good.
Have you ever been shopping and somebody gave you more than you were supposed to get back? And how did you handle that?
I think I have. I was getting some shoes one time, and then the cash register lady, she handed me $100 back. I was like,
I know, right?
I don't think you're supposed to give me this. Then she was like, oh, my bad, I'm sorry. I gave it back because I do believe that if I haven't earned it, if it wasn't, it ain't mine.
I feel the same
steal.
way.
I feel like I'm stealing. I'm not gonna steal from people.
I do, cause it's real about the what goes around comes around.
Yeah.
That's really real.
That's why, if I've found people wallets a bunch of times. One time I know I found somebody's wallet in Walmart parking lot. Man, it had $1,000 in it.
And that really tests who you are.
I took it back.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That tests you.
I already know some people wouldn't. If you listening to this and you $1,000, you wouldn't have gave it back.
No.
Man, go throw it in the comments. Let me know.
They'd have threw the wallet in the trash and pocketed the $1,000. And you just might as well be honest with yourself. Now,
yeah.
I've given the money back. If I notice that I have more than what I should have, I always give it back.
Well,
because I would like somebody, and I've never always gotten mine back. But I still feel like that you have an obligation to do the right thing.
Yeah, especially like a while now. Now, if you in the field of grass, I've done this, and so $20 blow past you, pick $20 up, and you look around. Thank you, God.
That's your blessing. That's what I said. That's my blessing. Thank you, Jesus.
I'm a look around now and see if I can turn. But if it just blew on me, I appreciate it.
Yes, because you don't know where it came from. This is something from God. But if I see it coming from somebody's pocket or somebody's hand, I'm going to give that back.
But the motion of money feeling good when we spend it, that can sometimes be detrimental too. Like if you got a habit of spending,
addictive,
man. If you got a habit of spending, because I mean, think about it. You get a new pair of shoes, or you go get a new shirt or a new outfit. It makes you feel good.
It makes you feel good.
It makes you feel great when you got that money and you know it ain't hurt you. You had it to spend it. You got it. You feel great. If sometimes that can lead to overspending, and sometimes that can, like I said, hurt you if you don't be on top of your finances. Now, if you already got it, you good. You can go do that again. More power to you if that's what you want to do. But we're just talking about the emotions. So that feel good feeling sometimes can be bad too.
My favorite thing to spend my money on is my grandchildren.
No, yeah.
When I can, and not that they don't have a lot of things, but it just makes a grandparent happy.
Yeah, I ain't mad at you.
To be able to just bless their grandchildren to me, and also my daughter and my son. That makes me happy to spend money on my family.
So, I do think, like, as you mature and get older, the things that make you feel good when you spend money on is different. For example, I was just talking about shoes. When I go spend money on shoes back in the day, that made me feel good.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, man, I wish I would pay $200 for some shoes. It's not a good feeling. Back in the day, I had it. I was good. I'm gonna buy it now. Shoot, I go buy what's on sale
For yourself. Yep. And then you'll get your kids to stride right.
Yeah,
God knows.
They high.
Yeah.
You get them the right shoes. But me myself, when it comes to like spending money on things that I wear and things, I don't really care about how much it costs, as long as I look good in it. And if it's too high, I'm not gonna have a good feeling buying it, and I don't want it.
Cause you got a family, and that's when you're growing past that feeling of euphoria. When you spend money, you're growing, you're maturing. Cause you're realizing money is a tool.
Just a tool. Just a tool. I'd rather spend less on my clothes and then know that a year from now we've been saving and we're gonna go on a trip.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's different ways to spend money, different ways to spend. At least that's just how I think. I know some people think different, but just me, I hate spending money on clothes. Matter of fact, if I had to, I wear work clothes most of the time anyway. I get clothes for gifts for Christmas and stuff, so I don't never gotta buy none.
And that's what I like. With somebody, I got a bag for you. You got a bag for me.
Yeah.
And that way you can chunk your little change back and get ready to do something that you really like to do.
So yeah, money does make you feel different. Different stages of your life. Different stages of your life.
For sure.
Jealousy is an emotion of money too.
Yes.
It's one of the ones that make us. That's the reason why I ain't necessarily saying you completely jealous of someone, but just looking at the other side of the fence, like, oh man, I wish. That's why you watching people on TV, like, man, what if I had $1 million and lived in that big house? You're envious of what other people have sometimes, and sometimes that can be kind of. It can help you have ambitions to have something, but stirring too hard and actually wanting what someone else has, you never know.
And you know what? I've always found out, Ty, they are not happy. It's something going on in their life. I'm not saying they suicidal. I'm just saying it's some things that they want to change. Just
somebody like wealthy.
Right. Yeah. Just like us. They got things that they would change if they could. It has nothing to do with money. Because money don't buy health. You know,
and you don't never know what someone
happiness.
did to get that money,
or
like
what they are still doing
to get that money. So watching somebody else's money or seeing something from the other side of the fence, yeah, it might sound good to be a millionaire, but if you just woke up a millionaire and don't know what it took to become a millionaire, you might be short.
Or either how to move in that arena.
Yeah.
You know, I've never had $1 million. It don't look good for me to get $1 million. But I don't even know how to move in that kind of arena. Yeah. So you got to do some education.
You got to be educated on how to handle your money.
Yeah.
How to handle your money.
I always want to know what you stay where you are if you say won the lottery or something.
Well, would I stay where I'm at? I would until I know that money is coming back in.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that money will run out. I would make sure that money is flowing back to me somehow, some type of little business or some type of fund savings account that is giving me a big return back where I don't have to work, or dividends, something. I need to make sure that money flowing back to me before I up and be gone.
Yeah, because I used to hear, we were growing up, you couldn't spend $1 million in one day. I think that's not the same now as it used to be. Because you get a couple of watches, buy something stupid, go out and get you a yacht, you're going to spend that $1 million in a day. It's gone. Because like 100 is like 50, 50 is like 20. 20 is like 5. So, it's just different now.
Yeah, your money going to be gone.
It's gonna be gone, and then you setting up the rest of your life with this huge regret. More than likely, I wish I had done this, or I wish I had known this, and that's a bad way to live, with regret.
Yep. I would definitely, I definitely think you need to know how to spend that, how to spend it, because you can make it go away.
Get some education.
But that's what channels like this for. It can help you learn how to spend some money. One of the things that also comes with emotions is sometimes people forget to be grateful. Be grateful for what you got. So that is actually being humble and have gratitude and thinking, feeling that feeling of being blessed. Because you always got someone that has less than you.
For sure. And we always want to try to give back. I try to live my life with, no matter what you make, whether it's $5 or $500,000, you can save some, spend some, and give some away. Now, I do believe in helping people, but not just by giving. Sometimes you need to teach people, because if you got somebody sitting out in a parking lot, with the sign up saying, can you give me this? And then right around the curve, they got jobs open. That's a distaste to me. That's distasteful.
That made me angry about money.
Money get angry.
Yeah, I ain't giving you my money. You sitting here begging for money, and you sitting out here all of 10 hours when you could have carried yourself around the corner and asked, could you help do something? You sat there all day long trying to rake up money, and then some people don't even make $100 a day, $200 a day. You probably sat there and cashed in a lot of money. Because if somebody do take pity, if people aren't like me, cause I ain't taking pity for you. I feel like if I'm gonna help you, there's other ways I can help you. I can help you. I can teach you how to go get the money. I can, if you really hurt, I can. Hey, you really hungry? All right, I'm gonna go McDonald's real quick. Come back with a little bit of meal for you. Something if you really. But if you there every day, that means you ain't trying to do nothing. You lazy. And again, I'm gonna get mad. Because I really work hard for my money. I'm proud to I feel proud when I got enough money because I've worked hard for it.
Yeah.
So you ain't going to take mine. I ain't going to give you mine. Nah, you ain't getting mine.
Because it wasn't given to you.
Exactly.
It was a scripture in the Bible, in the book of Acts. And I believe it was Peter and Paul. And they were walking by this temple. And it was a beggar there. And he asked them for money, and they asked him, In other words, they were telling him, you need more than money. And they said, do you really, really want to be healed? And he was like, well, now if I get healed, I'm going to go to work. So what they did was they did heal his body, and he got strength in his ankles, and the beggar stood up. But see, now that gave him the responsibility now to go out and get a job rather than just sitting on his bunk, collecting. Because there's no telling how much he collected, because he was sitting by the gate, I think it was called Beautiful, and a lot of people went their way. And so it's no telling how much he could collect in a day.
Yeah, he probably right. He's in there racking up.
And they asked him, do you really want to be blessed? And he had to think about that, because that was going to put that begging behind him. So the way that story ended, he did get healed, but they never said about, how he felt about getting up, going to work. I want to think that he was happy about it, but if you've had a lifetime of begging, I think he probably reverted. That's just me now.
But yeah, so that was some good talking about the emotions of money. Do you think any emotions that we maybe missed, or probably some emotions that probably really has a big effect or factor in how people look at money?
Did we get anger?
Yeah, we did. We talked
get
about
so
anger.
mad with other people because of what they got and because of how they think they living.
Yeah, and that's why people, a lot of times, people do make bad decisions when they are angry about or jealousy. It's mainly, it go back to jealousy, and it's, that's why people go out here and try to take others' money, and it's because of jealousy. It's because like I said, it could be thinking that, he got it, I'm gonna rob him or take his, and he gonna get it back, he good.
We didn't touch on the part about how, like some policemen see black men driving around in a Beamer or
jealousy,
Porsche, and they gonna pull them over.
Jealousy.
They just can't stand that. I don't have to steal a car just because I'm black.
Yeah.
And that's that jealousy and anger, and
that does happen.
And they had the power to do something about it, and that's where it gets bad at.
Yeah, I definitely. They sometimes, just because you got the fancy car, like you said, something that ain't around here, sometimes they just might want to pull you over to see who you are. I'm like, come on, bro, you ain't doing nothing.
People have actually lost their life because of what they, Bill Cosby's son. He just lost his life because he was driving his mother's BMW, wasn't even his. And the guy that killed him, he just had a problem with black people. And the black person actually had the BMW, and he took his life, but there wasn't even in his car. And
that's sad,
sadness,
right there.
So sadness can also go
with money. And that can make people, speaking of that can make people be resentful of money. Like, I know sometimes you hear people like they disown money. You have some people that
walk away.
They like, I don't care about no money, I just use money for my bills. They trying to be Buddhas out here, and they disown money because they say money is the root of all evil.
Did you know about the Dalai Lama in India? He just everything he had, he gave it up, and he walked to get wisdom, enlightenment. This is what I'm like. Now, come on. You got to be a strong brother just throw everything away.
See, I'm like you. I still say money is a tool, but like I said, it depends on what type of trauma people have with money.
For sure.
If they want to walk away. Just like you think about Dave Chappelle. They said he was at his prime, and he said he had to walk away from all that money.
Dave Chappelle went to Africa. It was just like, it was some joke he was telling, because he tell racial jokes, and this white guy was just laughing so hard, and it just it did something to his mind, and he said he just had to walk away from that, because he realized that what he was doing was a sharp sword on both sides. he wanted to laugh, but you know, you laughing a bit too hard now. And he felt like he was being made fun of. And you know, people can have different, I call them tics, things that you may have grown up with.
Because your emotions, because some type of trauma or something that happened to you.
Yes.
And again, those emotions, they really can set you off.
It's crazy. It's kind of like, you know, you could compare it to food. Food make you happy.
Yeah.
Food make you sad, regretful after you eat it. Food give you joy. You be like, oh my God.
But just like with food, the key to understanding your emotions and doing it is handling it. Like I said, balancing your emotions with money will lead you to success. Just like balancing your emotions with anything in life. You just gotta understand that money gives you a feeling. Is if you go out there and you pay that bill, you feeling like, dang, I don't want to pay this bill, or you feel good that you can pay the bills and got a roof over your head. Sometimes you need to be grateful that, hey, you did get this done. I do think that is a big part, feeling that gratitude, because some people can't pay the bills, and
it's very stressful. I went through a time in my life when I had that problem, you know, was like going through divorce, and I like to share my life with people because it may help somebody. You know, bad times don't last. You know, good times are not always, but in my case, it was just like stressful because I had a child to raise, but you know, I felt like my freedom was worth any price that I had to pay to get my child and myself out of that situation. So, you know, long story short, we did get out of it. You know, had somebody to help. My sister, she helped me with it, you know. So and I didn't forget it, because when I came into some money later, that was the first check I wrote back to my sister.
And you probably you learned from that and learned to get better and learn what not to do. I do feel like, too, me coming up, it wasn't no silver spoon over here, but I seen so many people mishandle money, and I seen so many people not have money, and you know, just coming up in a poor area. It made me say, oh no, I'm gonna get money and understand how to use money, because I don't want to be like that, or I don't want to be doing this. I don't want to not be able to do this. I don't want my kids to be asking for things, or I just seen so much, you know, coming up, and that is why I'm so focused on trying to make sure my money is good, my kids' money is good, and I really want people to, you know, understand money and not have to go through some of those hard times if you can understand it a little more.
Yes, and the thing when you're saying kids, I tried to make sure that my daughter did not have a spirit of poverty. You know, we didn't have everything that we needed all the time, but I wanted her to feel empowered. So I made sure that she had a little savings account when I didn't have one, because I wanted her to not think that, you know, I'm poor, because you can have a feeling of that, and it becomes a part of who you are.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Sometimes, like, I know growing up in the hood, or just, you know, in poverty, you start to normalize things. You start to think that it's normal to not have these things, or it's normal to not be living check to check, to live check to check, to not know how you gonna pay the bills every now and then. It's normal to have credit card debts, or people sending you bills and you can't pay them. Sometimes, because you see it so much, people think that's normal, and that's the emotion that gets embedded in them as they get older, that's normal. And I hate to say it, but sometimes those people stay exactly,
and they're still there,
the same spot in the poverty. So that's good that you saying, like you said, didn't want them to have that thought of, I'm poor, I'm broke. I
want her to have the spirit of poverty,
because that's real. And a lot of times when you have that, you start having this spiteful outlook at people with money, spiteful outlook at just those around you.
Yes.
And because you broke,
and you can't get out of that. Because once you get it's called a stronghold. If you get a stronghold in your mind, especially as a child, it takes a lot of education. It takes a lot of prayer. It takes a lot of meditation to break it, because I've seen people get strongholds over, just say for instance, weight, and they tackle that problem all of their life, and sometimes they leave here with it. So you don't want to get a stronghold about money, and it's just I gotta get this, I gotta get that. You want to be balanced. Like anything, you want to be balanced, and you want to live a good life. And a good life is having what you need to get through life, but not always striving so much for money that you don't have time for your kids, you don't have time for your friends. You don't know that money is a tool. It's just a tool.
Yep. So that's all good information. Make sure you guys are balancing your emotions and don't get overly drawn into the downsides or the positives with money.
Sure.
You kind of gotta have that well balanced and understand, like Sandra said, it's a tool. It's just a tool.
It's a tool.
At the end of the day, we just need it for almost everything. So it's better to have money. I think Sandra said something like, you said before we did this, you said they be reading the quote wrong. They said money is the root of all evil.
Yes.
But it's what?
The lack of money.
The lack of money.
The root to the evil, because that's how Cain ended up killing Abel. In that Bible passage, the money was what they were making a living with. One was like a farmer, and one was a gatherer, and one got jealous of what the other one had. God favored one over the other, and they never said why God favored Abel's offering over Cain's, but Cain ended up killing his brother. I mean, they walk with God, so we got to be extra careful to balance out our life, because if somebody could just actually walk with God and still be caught up in what somebody else got and how they living.
Emotions. Oh
my gosh, emotions are dangerous. So we want to be balanced. We want to get education.
Yeah.
We want to live in love, and we want to be aware of what can happen, if you go too far either way.
So it's good to have that balance. All right, so I think that was a good one. Thank you, Sandra.
No, thank you for having me. I always enjoy our chit chats.
Yes. Make sure y'all show us some love, and of course we're gonna have Sandra back in as many episodes as she wanna come back.
All right.
So I appreciate y'all checking us out. Peace.
Think about